This is really the first time our pivotal Sunrise Tomorrow specific plan project has come back before City Council since its approval in November 2021. So we're going to take the opportunity to use this agenda item to talk about this specific next step and also give a general project update. As Council recalls, we set some really big strategic goals on this strategic planning cycle on May 10th, 2022, as it relates to the Sunrise Tomorrow specific plan. The first goal was to issue a request for proposals to conduct analysis of various public infrastructure financing scenarios and other economic development tools to inform future development agreement discussions for Sunrise Tomorrow. And the second related goal that has a due date a couple months past the first is to approach Sunrise Tomorrow property owners about securing right-of-way dedications that allow them to access public financing tools and meet grant eligibility requirements. These are our next steps in the Sunrise Tomorrow specific plan catalyzation of development, and they are right on time as we have been creating an action plan since its approval in November 2021. Two big things have happened. The first is City Manager Ashley Feeney joined us, and I want to take a moment to acknowledge that his blend of experience and expertise between private and public development has been the exact lens that we've needed to look through to take these next steps and design this action plan. So I want to express gratitude for how much work has been done behind the scenes and for the vision and direction that has been cast so that we can continue to move this ball down the field. We have done a really deep assessment on the specific plan, outputs of which you heard in the strategic planning retreat, those strategic goals. And we'll talk about next steps too as we talk about how to advance those goals. So as you can hear from that strategic plan goal, there's been a definite need identified as we've assessed the site needs of Sunrise Mall, the 100-acre mall, how to get it from its million square feet of retail and 75 acres of surplus parking to the ultimate mixed-use destination that the specific plan is designed. The next step really comes down to one word: infrastructure. Now, certainly there is water, sewer, storm drainage, power, and utility access along Sunrise and Greenback Lane, but the site still requires project-specific infrastructure and an associated funding plan to facilitate eventual infill redevelopment. Now, not only certainly is that a project requirement, but I also would like to underscore, since the plan's approval, myself and our team have spoken with probably, if I had to estimate, no less than 25 to 30 capable, interested developers. And they are extremely excited to hear of the specific plan's approval, because what we've done there is to mitigate political risk and provide certainty in eventual development. As a reminder for folks watching at home, what the specific plan empowers is now a project that aligns with the specific plan vision in order to pull through, needs only a development agreement and project review for expedited approval. So that kind of certainty is practically unprecedented in the development community, especially when you're looking at a mixed-use development that the specific plan empowers. Next up is really mitigating the development risk, the cost and lift associated with creating the new vision, as well as mitigating the financing risk associated with upfront investment so that we can also mitigate against the market risk, making sure we're developing at the right time, taking advantage of the opportunity that hopefully a market will provide. So, in summary, next step, infrastructure. Looked at another way, visually, this is what infrastructure currently looks like on the site. It is a 100-acre plate of spaghetti. This represents all of the various utilities and infrastructure and really surplus parking. The specific plan requires a transformation into this. So we are organizing the spaghetti into usable, effective, and efficient infrastructure, as well as creating a site design that allows for circulation, mobility, connection, and frankly, a really great vibe that people want to hang out in. So we need to figure out what implementation looks like. And the next step to figuring out that implementation is the issuance of an Infrastructure Financing Strategies RFP to comprehensively understand two things. First, the options, fiscal, and economic benefits, advantages, and certainly disadvantages to designating portions of the infrastructure as public to facilitate development. This would facilitate development by opening it up to allow for grant opportunities. Currently, with 100% private designation, it would not currently be eligible for any opportunities. An example would be the federal infrastructure bill. Not currently applicable on this site. So what we would need to do in order to ensure eligibility is to open up options should this RFP show ultimate advantage to make it public. Quick note, although we would designate it as public, it would still be privately maintained. The second thing the RFP would do is lay out how to potentially leverage a variety of financing tools and public funding sources to plan and construct this needed infrastructure. So it would essentially give staff an action plan to be able to pull through infrastructure implementation.